Yeah, I feel sorry. Bad cussing in front of the women back there.
Oh, they're used to it.
All right, we're about to roll. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Boom, and welcome to the Big Honker Podcast, brought to you by Boss Shot Shells. I am locally famous Jeff Stanfield with the world famous Andy Shaver, and we've lost Brandon Cerecke. Zach, you going to fill in here now?
Yep, for a little bit. How's it
You're
going?
used to running everything anyway, I'm sure. Picking up the slack.
Yeah, something like that.
So you're coming down to Texas in 2 weeks for the, is it called Ducks? Is that what it is?
Ducks Unlimited?
Yeah, DU Ducks, DUX. I don't know, probably.
You're probably going to be there?
Sure, let's go with it. Let's go. No, I'll be there.
Y'all are sponsoring it, right?
Yeah, we're I don't know, gold level sponsor, I guess. So we're sponsoring the calling contest that's down there, and yeah, we got a big like shooting lane sponsor. Got a little seminar that we're going to be doing down there as well. So it's
good. Are you putting on the seminar yourself?
I'm not. I'm gonna defer that to Chose. He can do that.
What seminar are you doing?
Well, how to pattern. Oh, okay. So shooting some of the different shells out of different guns and stuff like that. So
Lee's going to be, you and Lee are going to be down there.
Yep.
And Brandon's staying in Michigan.
He's staying in Whitmer territory.
That's right.
So
he's staying up here with her. Sorry, I'm late. What I missed.
You get to, well, we were just telling poor Zach's coming to Dallas in a couple weeks. So.
No, Fort Worth. There's a big difference. Fort Worth is Texas.
What is the difference?
Fort Worth is Texas. Dallas is fucking New York City.
All right. It's 65 and sunny down there that time of year, right?
You know what? It has been lately. It hasn't been bad, but usually at that time it's 117 and 80% humidity at Fort Worth on the middle of that damn hot asphalt track, but there'll be a bunch of hot bikinis running around in shorty shorts looking around.
Who's that? Hollywood? You going to be down there?
No, we won't be down there.
Shavers?
We won't be down there. We'll be up in Whitmer. We're coming up. We're vacationing in Michigan this year.
We're going to be in Michigan. We're going to come up there and throw our fucking mask away and be Texans.
What's that going to be like? Is it still our mask still everywhere up there?
They try to.
But
I think, when is it? June 1st, they lifted some shit. Then everything's July 1st.
Yeah.
I don't know. We don't wear them. We're done with it.
I'm not going to wear one unless they have to go in somewhere to wear one, but I'm not. I'm hoping that the airlines are done with masks by the time we fly.
Hey, bullshit. That ain't ever going to go away.
You don't think so?
That's not happening. No, and how many podcasts ago was it?
I don't even want to get into this. When I was going to get a shot, I know.
Was it 2 podcasts ago that you were all good with the mask?
No, I was good with getting a shot. I was good with going to have to get a shot. But I'm glad I didn't get a shot.
You were worried. You were scared about it, wasn't he?
Yeah, I wanted to travel, and I thought if I got to get a fucking shot to go travel and do everything, I was going to do that. But I didn't do that.
So you changed your mind about COVID.
He's about like Fauci.
No,
Him and Fauci are on the same level.
I think COVID is the same shit it was before. I just was gonna, if it was gonna make me get a shot to fucking be able to go do shit, I was going to. I'm glad the rest of America stood up finally.
It's the same as it was before we started the podcast or after we ended it, because it changed halfway through that podcast.
Yeah, you and Andy gave me enough shit. I decided, you know what, this ain't worth it. But I'm glad.
You'd rather die of COVID than get that fucking vaccination.
And I'm glad I didn't get a shot. I am telling you that right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, hang on. Why is it that you don't get to be on camera?
He is on camera. We've got cameras on us.
You
just can't see.
You just can't see me.
Oh, so everyone else on YouTube can see you.
Both. Yes, and the ladies behind you that are hiding behind the deal, they'll be able to see all of them.
Yeah.
I thought that was tied in with this whole Andy Shaver International thing, being that the podcast is transmitted from the world headquarters of Andy Shaver International. What is that? What is that all about?
Okay, so Split Read did an article on my wife about being married to a hunting guide.
No, that's not what they said. They said married. If you know anything about the waterfowl business, you know about the world famous Andy Shaver.
He's gonna fucking. Let me tell you my story. They wrote an article on my wife about being married to a waterfowl guide. In the article, something about world famous got brought up.
Not something about world famous. It said exactly, if you know anything about waterfowl business, you know the world famous Andy Shaver. Let's get this shit straight.
That's how it's taken to life. And now Jeff's
whoa. Hold on, Brandon. He's not telling you the whole story. Then Andy made the comment, if it wasn't for me, nobody knew who that bitch was. Talking about his wife.
I did not say bitch.
That's exactly what he said. Those are the exact words.
That is not the exact words at all. What had happened was we were talking, and somehow Jeff, being Jeff, pinned me into a corner and was like, well, why did Split Read write an article on your wife? I'm like, well, because of me, basically.
No, that's not how you said it. You said if it wasn't for me, nobody would know who that bitch is. And we were going to get a shirt that said that. If it wasn't for, have her picture on it and say if it wasn't for him, nobody knew who that bitch is.
And then is that where that old college picture or high school picture came out from then shortly after that?
I happened to have that for some reason. I was going through something and I saw
He got on MySpace to find that.
And Little Miss Nasty was on there. And then, so I shared it. And
it's a fucking college party.
It has taken on a whole new legs of its own. It's Andy has really, really enjoyed this world famous stuff. It's so bad
I have not at all.
His oldest son is in kindergarten.
Yeah.
In kindergarten, and I said something to him the other day at the house, and he told my granddaughter, Reese told her, he said, yeah, my dad really is world famous. So
he's 6. What am I going to do?
So, you know,
he hears Jeff on this shit, and he takes Jeff for everything he says at face value. He doesn't know that Jeff's full of shit 90% of the time.
99% of the feedback is good. Andy has had a couple of jilted people that are jealous of him that have tried to call him out over
and
this.
It's not even me. Fucking Jeff's the one that stirs the pot on this. Like, I would be fine if, like, so now I'm leaning into it because if I run away from it, Jeff's just going to fucking pelt me even more.
Well, it's way more legit and more street cred because it's not like that. It's just living on social media. I mean, you're world famous in print.
That's right.
Right? That's way bigger than having a million followers on Instagram.
Is there any
that's big time shit right
any
there.
chance of an Andy Shaver load coming out by any chance?
It'd be a small load.
We could do one. What do you want to do?
Small. It's a small load, just like me.
The world famous Andy Shaver load would be a great deal. You know, that would add to that bitch that he's married to, as he said it so eloquently.
Something that like falls flat like 5 yards out there would be my accurate load.
Yeah. Short powder charge.
Yeah.
Who's the one that's more full of shit? Because we could try to pack shit in the shotgun shell and call it
Jeff. That is Jeff by a mile.
Maybe the Jeff. Yeah.
But I embrace that.
I've got to embrace this because you won't leave it. You won't let it die. Yeah. I'd be just fine if this fucking.
So Brandon,
quit messing with me.
How's coaching Little League going?
You guys had to go there already. I want to find out why you're not going to come down here or let me pick you up from the airport when you come into Grand Rapids next week.
When we land in Grand Rapids, we'd be more than happy to go eat lunch with you somewhere. We've got to go to that. We got to go to the house when we get there. But I've rent.
You have a 3-hour drive to the house when you get there.
I know. That's why we can stop and have dinner. We could have lunch when we get there. We land around 12:30
in the afternoon.
Yes.
If I make it, I'm flying with my 2-year-old, and I'm worried that he's not going to wear that mask. So I might be getting kicked off at DFW.
Say he identifies as 1 year, 9 months.
That's right. We're on a non-stop flight. So once that fucker gets in the air, we're good to go. But yeah, we'd love to have lunch with you or something. We're gonna land in Grand Rapids. Then we're gonna get our car rental. We're renting a van. We're gonna look like the fucking Griswolds, and then we're gonna head north.
We're getting a bus.
Who's all coming?
The whole family.
Everybody.
Kids, grandkids.
Okay.
I'm bringing my wife. Andy's bringing whatever he wants to call his wife now after he's been disrespectful to her.
You better watch. I'm surprised you're not getting a hate mail. We're calling her that.
I'm telling you, the Me Too movement will get on your ass.
That shit might fly down south, but that don't work up in
I didn't call her that.
Andy.
That's more shit. And I don't know what fucking episode it is to go listen to it to even redeem myself.
I think Blake Poppy is here. And if Blake was here, Blake would say him and Josh heard you say that. Because you thought it was funny because there was a bunch of men around. You fucking arrogant asshole, chauvinist.
What are you guys gonna do up here when you're in town?
We're gonna fish. We're gonna fish and hang out. And we're gonna go to Mackinac Island for a day or two, just to enjoy the sights.
Oh boy.
Get away,
Nice.
Get away from the hot Texas weather to come up there we haven't had hot Texas weather here yet.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. Save it.
Yeah.
It'll get hot right about the time you come down.
What'd you ask me about Little League?
Tell us about your coaching Little League. What's it like coaching today as opposed to when you played Little League baseball?
Hey, I don't coach any different than the way I was coached when I was a kid, but the other teams apparently have problems with it.
Are you allowed to holler at the batter now?
Mm-mm. No, hey, batter.
No, hey, batter.
Can't do that.
No.
Not allowed. Not allowed. No, hey, batter, swing. No, nothing. If you talk to, you're allowed to make noise as long as it's not directed at anyone. I said, okay, well, hey, batter is as old as baseball or right around there. And it just pisses me off. I'm trying to keep my calm about it, but I'm already getting wound up. So, no, what happened is we live in two small towns. There's Stevensville, where I live, and then there's St. Joe, which is a town over. I grew up in St. Joe, went to St. Joe schools, played baseball at this old field that's now over 100 years old. A lot of nostalgia, super cool, down in town. Like kids ride their bikes to the ball practice and ball games, like glove on the handlebars, bat on the shoulder, like Americana baseball. And that's what, I love that. So this goes back, I guess, 3 or 4 years ago. I left one of the suburban leagues in St. Joe because they had the downtown league and they had like the country league. And I grew up in the country, played the country league, and all kinds of political shit was going on over there. This is in the early 90s, right? So like whoever's dad's the coach, this, that, the other. And I ended up playing right field, even though I had talent to be playing anywhere I wanted. I love baseball. So my dad pulled me out and we went to go play down in the old crap fields, nothing fancy, old stuff. And had the time of my life down there. So 30 years goes by or whatever, and I'm coaching my son, and we're playing in the country field right at North Lincoln, and my kids are saying, hey, batter, swing, the whole bit. Not because we're trying to distract them, but when we try to coach these kids, little guys, at this point they're like probably 5, 6 years old, is to stay focused and engaged in the game, right? The kids who are picking dandelions and scratching their ass are not saying, hey, batter. And even though the kids don't even know what it means to get the cadence and the rhythm of knowing how to set yourself up for the pitch and the play and all that, it's teaching that repetition and teaching them to focus. So we ended up having a coach in between innings come up to me and said, hey, is your kid the catcher? I said, yeah. He goes, well, he needs to be quiet because he's distracting my batters. I said, what are you talking about? He goes, the hey, batter, swing, all your kids in the infield are making too much noise. I said, really? He goes, we don't do that over here. But at this point, I'm like 10 feet away from him. So I walk up and I get close to him. I say, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, we don't do that over here. I said, I grew up on this baseball field. We chatted. We made noise. We had fun. So over here, this is how we do it. So anyway, fast forward 4 years, and we're down in the old league now, old field. They combine the teams because no kids are playing baseball. I'm starting to figure out why. They had to have the city kids and the country kids combine efforts. And I think I'm not sure if it's the same coach, but I run across someone who says the same thing. We don't do that over here. The first time we played them, this is now live pitch, 12U. My son is 10, Landon's 10. And he was bored to tears with pitching machine ball, so we moved him up. And he's a little shit. He's a little 10-year-old playing kids that are twice the weight of him, like big kids. And he loves playing catcher. He can catch the ball. Doesn't quite have the arm yet, but, it is what it is. So we come into this league. I don't know any of the kids. I tell them, give me 12 kids that want to learn to love baseball, and I'll take care of the rest. So all these coaches are drafting all the kids they want. And they're saying, hey, Cerecke, take this guy, take this guy, take this guy. So I get like this team of kids that I'm not going to say no one else wanted them, but I didn't give a shit who I got. So we start having Saturday practices and doing all this other stuff that the other teams aren't doing. and we're winning games. So we played a team that the first game of our season, we whipped the shit out of them, like bad, having fun. After the game, I get a text message from that other team's coach and the league director that said, we need to change the rules of baseball for this game because the kids can't make the throw from catcher to second base. So we need to wait until the ball crosses the plate before they're allowed to steal.
Oh, bullshit.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I don't even acknowledge it. Don't say anything. We end up playing this team again. Zach, what happened the second time we played those guys? We beat them again.
You weren't there.
No, I was there. I was not there for the third time we beat them. The second time, the kids were chatting.
The second time was the coach and then the catcher.
Oh yeah, the catcher flipped us off. Okay, we end up winning.
Hold on. The catcher flipped you off?
Not me. I didn't see it. My bench.
Okay.
Okay. All right. It was a Thursday game. I get a phone call Friday afternoon. I'm mowing my lawn, getting everything set for the weekend. Everybody knows I love mowing my lawn. Hour and a half of not being bothered, just me on my mower making perfectly straight lines back and forth in my green grass with no weeds. Awesome.
Zach shaking his head.
So the league director calls me, says, you got a minute? I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? He goes, hey, we got to have a talk about last night. I said, what's that? He goes, well, we've had some reports with, I'm not going to start an investigation, but you need to have
It's Little League Baseball.
An investigation. Now, mind you, this is rec ball. This is not travel ball. This is rec ball. We're playing on a 100-year-old baseball field. Nothing fancy, okay? Prior to that, Jeff, you'll like this because you're afraid of COVID and all that shit. They had us, the home team, whoever is assigned the home team has to staff the concession stand, okay? So for the previous 2 years, I would pay siblings of my players $20 per kid. I get two of them, $20 per kid per game to run the concession stand. Because the way I see it, if a mom and dad's working a 9-to-5 job or whatever they're doing, the last thing they want to do is operate a damn concession stand while their kid's playing baseball. They pay the money to the league. They should be allowed to watch their kids play.
I agree.
And even though they say, oh, it's only one per season, that's one too many. So I made, out of my pocket, pay the kids. Okay, so my daughter's going to take the first game that we're at home. Some lady comes in and says, well, my daughter comes out. We're warming up the team. And my daughter comes out and she says, Dad, they kicked me out. I'm not allowed to run the concession stand. I said, oh, really? So I go in there and I say, hey, what's going on? She goes, your daughter's too young to operate the concession stand. I said, that's weird because for the last 2 years, I've been paying 12, 13-year-olds to run the concession stand, paying them out of my pocket. They're learning some good life skills, make some money, work hard. She goes, well, it's just different. I said, since when? She goes, since forever. and I look at her and she goes, well, COVID.
What's that got to do with anything?
What is COVID? Yeah, because they're dealing with money. And apparently COVID can jump on money and get a 13-year-old kid sick. Whatever. Okay. So that kind of has me going. The kids get revved up. We end up winning the game. It was tied going to the last inning. We needed one run. And I told my kids to get loud. I'm coaching third. My other coach is coaching first. And I got the kids in the dugout, like banging on the chain link fence, climbing that fence. My other coach thought they were going to tear this shit down.
Being like kids should be.
Right. Ended up winning the game. Get the call from the coach. They said, you need to exercise good sportsmanship and have to talk with the kids about being good sportsmen. Okay. So I call up coaches. I call up some of the parents of my kids. I'm like, hey, what went on? What did you see? Because I didn't see anything. I told the league director, I'm like, dude, you got to give me something. You got to give me something because unless I know what I need to fix or address, I can't do anything. Well, I can't tell you. So I start my own investigation. Come to find out, their catcher, who was the other coach's kid, gave my finger my bench the finger. Okay, so I emailed the director back, or I call him back, text him, and I said, "Hey, dude, we're not the ones with the problem. I think they got the issue. Sort it out with them." Okay, so this whole thing builds, right? We end up playing last Thursday, and I was in Charleston. I took my wife down for her 40th birthday. We got away for a couple days, missed the last game, and I'm glad I didn't have to be there. So I told the kids before I go, I'm like, hey, there's blood in the water. These coaches don't like us. Maybe the league's pissed at us. I want you guys to play a solid game on Tuesday, but win that game on Thursday. Have fun. I start getting text messages. One of my kids' players is in Mexico. She's messaging me from Mexico saying, what in the hell's going on at the game? Somebody just got thrown out. Well, their first base coach ended up dropping the F-bomb, at the dugout, clapped his hands. A kid hit a base hit or something, and this is in the top of the second inning. From the first pitch of the game, their coach is saying, hey, these kids are being too loud. My kids can't focus. They can't concentrate, this and that. My coach says, hey, it's just baseball, man. It's just baseball. Well, one of their kids finally gets a hit, and he turns around, claps his hands, and yells at my coach. Now that's fucking baseball. My coach shot out and was like, really, dude? You dropped the F-bomb in front of these kids? This is 10, 11, and 12-year-old baseball. You dropped the F-bomb? Well, the umpire tossed him, and it was just a bad day all around. But we won the game. Kids are soft. The coaching is getting too soft. Kids aren't allowed to take any pressure, I guess. They don't want them to. And I tell them, if a kid can't focus when he's batting because people are saying, hey, batter, swing, how is he going to focus when he's taking an entrance exam to get into college or work a full-time job when there's someone in the office cubicle next to him on the phone or whatever? You got to be able to minimize these distractions. So even though it's baseball and it's a game, we're teaching life lessons. And the whole world's going soft, man.
So they
gone soft.
They tossed the guy for saying that's fucking baseball.
Well, he yelled it out.
He should have been tossed.
No.
Fuck yeah.
That's what's wrong with the world right there.
No.
He shouldn't have been tossed either.
Yes, he should have.
No.
He should have been tossed 100%.
Yeah. These are 10, 11, and 12 year olds.
They got cable. They have TV at their house.
Yeah, but you don't do that at a Little League game.
No. And thankfully I wasn't there because Lord knows what would have happened if I would have heard that or been the guy. Well, the other thing too is the guy, the game before found out he's a duck hunter, works with OB, buddy Justin runs the fan page, works with OB, and he saw him, after the game. He's like, hey, so-and-so had to call in sick to work because he's so wound up over getting tossed out of this game. It's alarming that parents take sports that serious. And my thing that pisses me off is it affects the children, right? You don't need to be chewing someone's ass, dropping F-bombs, doing all that stuff with any 12-year-old. Maybe high-level tournament ball, travel ball, but not rec league ball down at a 100-year-old baseball field in the city where kids are showing up on their bicycles to play the game. It ruins it.
I agree. I think the guy should have been tossed. Jeff, you disagree?
Yeah, I grew up in the 70s where that wasn't that big a deal to me. I grew up in the Bad News Bears. That show that people watch, the old original one, they're like, oh my God, that's the fucking life that I grew up around, and so did most every kid that grew up in that generation. So I don't see a big problem with it.
I came out of Bad News Bears and grew up in Sandlot baseball. And that's where I told the league director when he's like, you guys aren't allowed to chatter anymore. I'm like, you ever seen The Sandlot, man? Like, that's one of my son's favorite movies. All the kids on my team love that. And I've got kids that fundamentally know the game. Their body hasn't caught up to them. But they've got Nellie Fox baseball gloves. They've got vintage gloves they're buying and relacing from the 1930s. Like, they love baseball. And that's what I'm catering to. And having a dad lose his mind over a kid getting a base hit amidst chatter of hey, batter. I mean, that's bullshit.
What's really stupid is his ass calling in to sick work the next day because he got fucking tossed from a game.
He works nights. He was supposed to go into work after the game.
And he was just too wound up to go.
And he's a great dude. So then the league comes back. They're like, well, we're not going to have that guy out on the ball field anymore, and he's going to have to coach the dugout. I said, no, listen. And I talked to the other head coach on Tuesday. I said, the guy had a bad day. He doesn't need to be banished to the bench. He doesn't need to sit in the parking lot. It's no big deal. Just get over it and don't say that shit anymore in front of anyone that age.
Well, it's a good thing I don't coach kid sports anymore.
You never cussed at us.
I'm sure you just didn't pay attention to it because you heard it all the time.
You never dropped the F-bomb.
On 7-on-7, I never did?
We were 15, 16, 17-year-old kids.
Oh.
It's different.
I never said y'all need to kick their fucking ass, probably.
You never said it at the Little League level, 10, 11, 12, you never said anything out of line.
I'm shocked by that. But
now,
I'll go
you
live
did
with
tell in Pee Wee football, you did tell that one kid you didn't have time for his shit.
I'm in it.
No, I'll do that.
I did.
I'll do that. I'll make a kid run laps.
No.
Attention. I mean,
I kicked this kid off the team, and I told him I had 38 kids. I said, I don't have time for your shit. Either going to do what I say to do or take your ass to the house. He's fucked around. I said, go to the house. You're kicked off the team. His dad called me that night. Michelle goes, oh, it's so-and-so. I am not going to say his name. And I was like, yeah, he called up. He said, Tim told me you kicked him off the team. I said, I told Tim, and you cussed him out. I said, I told Tim I've got 38 kids and I don't have time for his shit. He goes, I completely understand, Jeff. Thank you very much. End of conversation.
End of the conversation.
And not a part of it. Kids today, you said it a minute ago. You said, the kids don't play ball. Our EDC board in town the other day, I'm on our EDC board, wanted to do something to fix our baseball field up. And I told him, I said, the problem is we don't have kids participating like we used to. And the guy's like, oh, yes, we do. Right. I said, no, we don't. A little town like Knox City, we used to have 4 or 5 Little League teams here of kids 12 and under playing baseball. We've got one team now. Monday used to have 4 teams. They have one team now. Kids today,
right,
they sit at home all the time. Like you said, go riding bikes. I don't see kids riding bikes no more even. Like,
well, what's happened up here, we're down to probably about 1/3 of the teams that we used to have when I was a kid, maybe even a quarter of them. And what's gotten popular here is travel ball, travel. And like Landon, there's so many things he loves doing, my son. He loves fishing, loves hunting, loves swimming in the pool, loves hanging out with buddies, riding his bike, goofing around. And if you're in travel sports, you don't have that time luxury.
No, you don't.
Where everything runs into and I told the league director, I said, hey, we coach tough baseball, fundamentals. We're solid on fundamentals. We're building life skills. We're putting a lot of effort in these young men that if they want to aspire to play at the high school level, they should be able to, because not every family can afford to send their kid to private lessons or spend $1,000 a weekend going to tournaments or have the time to dedicate to running them to and from practice 5 days a week. It's just not the reality. So there's a lot of talent in these rec leagues that kids, given the right coaching and the right environment, can be every bit as good, if not better, baseball players when they get to that 16, 17-year-old high school ball.
Right. Boy, there ain't nothing crazier, too, than a fucking travel league baseball mom or dad. Woof.
Well, yeah. And I think that's kind of that mentality found its way into that game. And whatever, it's unfortunate, but I told the coach, I said, they go, why weren't you at the game? Like, everyone thought that I avoided the game because we knew this stuff was going to go down with some conspiracy, some bullshit like that. But I was 600 miles away in Charleston, South Carolina. Well, and I told the coach, I said, it's shit happens. I get it. But I just hate that our team was drugged through this for the 3rd time. And I don't have a problem with you. I just have a problem with the rules being made up as they go along, and you and your buddies deem necessary to change them to water down the game.
And that's why why I bring up Little League. He told me about this the other day.
And then how are you going to know that guy was going to lose his shit and say the F word in front of a bunch of kids? Like, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, it's just – and that's the thing. Like, even the apology was, like, kind of watered down with a rationalization, and, like, we had something to do with it as well. It's like, no. We went through the rules, read the rule book. There's nothing in there that says we can't do what we did. And I know some coaches say chatters this, chatters that, but one of my life lessons, I remember I was 15 years old when Tiger Woods won the first Masters. He was like, 21 years old or something like that. And they had the lead up to it, and his dad would, when he was a little kid, learn how to play golf, his dad would jingle change or his keys in his pocket in the middle of his backswing, right? And as to create the distraction, try to throw Tiger off his game. And the guy was rock solid. And that's the kind of mental toughness that he had instilled in him by his dad that turned into all the major wins.
That's exactly right.
And that's what we're trying to do, is build that mental toughness. We tell the coaches, like, it doesn't bother our kids when they're yelling. Why should it bother yours? Like, teach them to not cave to the distractions. Like, we're creating the distraction to help you guys in the long run. This is only productive. We're not trying to get an edge to win the game. We're trying to keep our players' heads in the game so they don't catch a liner on the side of the head because they're looking to see what's going on in the bleachers.
Right. No, that's exactly
whatever.
What
it's different theories.
What a way that baseball has become. It's like everything else. It's gotten way too soft. But I am so
everything's soft.
We did that travel baseball with our middle son, and then Payne played a lot of pickup tournament games. But boy, I tell you what, I noticed the craziest parents are the ones with their oldest kid first. By the time they get their second, third, and fourth kid, they don't lose. They've lost a lot of interest in all that shit, I think.
And I would venture to say that the stud players on the team have parents that are pretty low key and just kind of mind their own business.
Where'd we go to? We went to somewhere. I guess it was a couple years ago. We went to some hotel
in Dallas,
and there was a travel baseball team there, and those moms and dads were so freaking drunk at the pool, like it was insane. And like they're not there for their kid; they're there to go party.
Well, they were probably so stressed out at the game, thinking that it was going to like make or break their MLB contract that was coming down the pipeline at 12 years old.
Yeah,
so they have to de-stress when they're drinking.
That is one of the big problems too. Is these parents all think because Junior can strike out 100 kids when he's 12 years old that's going to relate into him being 18 years old and getting a major league contract, and it don't happen. The kids that are the good athletes, regardless if they play travel baseball or not. Matter of fact, I know a lot of kids that play travel baseball that are burned out by the time they get out of high school.
Absolutely. My neighbor across the road from me coached back-to-back state championships for boys baseball at high school. And I was talking to him. I said, hey, how many of your kids grow up playing travel ball? He says, I don't know. I don't give a shit. He says, if you got talent, you know how to play the game, it don't matter. Don't matter if you play on a travel team or not. He told me, he's like, by the time these kids get 15, 16 years old, they play travel ball so long, and it's just been nothing but baseball. They're burned out or their arms are shot.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Is you start seeing these kids, and then they're 12 years old, and they put those tendons and ligaments. They're not ready yet for that load, and it.
Right.
A lot of Tommy John surgery coming out of that shit, and I mean, you got to be careful how much you push these kids.
Season's done in 2 weeks, and All-Stars are coming up. And I asked Landon, I said, hey, you want to play in All-Stars? So you can go down to 10U and clean house down there if you want. He's like, when is it? I said, well, it's 4 Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday tournaments, 4 weekends consecutive, middle of June to middle of July. You got to play in all of them. He says, no, I want to go out to the farm and go fishing.
There you go.
I'd rather have a well-rounded kid than someone that only knows one thing.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So tell us about the DU in Texas. Y'all are sponsoring that.
We'll get Zach. I'll get Zach over here for that. He knows more about it than I do. Hey, Zach.
Hey, you're frozen. Did you hit something?
No.
Let me see. Probably our fucking internet out here. We live out in the middle of the lodge is out in the middle of podunk nothing, so sometimes we have problems with our internet.
Well, you keep growing your brand.
Yeah, no shit.
Andy Shaver International, you might be able to move to the big city with your own studio.
Or they'll bring fiber. They'll run fiber for you, probably.
We were going to build a new studio until Joe Biden got elected.
Fucking lumber is insane.
And then now with the cost of all that shit, we're going to wait another year. But I'll keep waiting for this Tesla, the satellite Starlink deal to see how that works. Because they're supposed to be high-speed internet for anywhere in the world. Well, we're anywhere in the world.
You think lumber is going to come down?
Nothing ever goes down. It always goes up, and it never comes down.
I don't know what the demand is. Is there a shortage on lumber, and then like there's this great big demand all of a sudden now that people are going back to work? I don't know what's caused the spike to begin with.
Well, maybe unrelated, but I'd say, when did lumber go up?
It's
the last
been
6 months.
going up, but I guess.
Okay, 6 more months.
You think 6 more months total?
6 more months, because I was talking to one of my buddies who owns a gun shop here in town, and I said, how's guns, how's ammo? He says, I got everything I need. He goes, I'm turning guns away because it's slowed up big time. He's like, people aren't looking for guns. They're not looking for ammo like they were. So I would think the whole buzz with the whole lumber thing is going to die down. And he said it took us a year. We were crazy insane for a whole year, and now it's over.
Yeah.
So take that for what it's worth, but I call it 6 more months.
I hope you're right. What are they banging on back there?
Yeah, what are y'all building?
We're getting a new roof put on.
Oh.
We're in a pole barn. If you guys didn't know this, we are operating right now out of a 40 by 60 pole barn that's been converted, and we just bought a building that is 5 minutes down the road that's being built out now. So this pole barn's got a 20-year-old roof that was shot, so we got that redone. We don't know what we're going to do with this here, but we're going to be at a new factory here pretty soon.
So what do you do? What are these guys doing that are building it right now with lumber going up? Do the contractors come back and renegotiate or what?
I'm building it. Me and my guys here at the shop are building it. We're not using a lot of wood.
Yeah.
We're doing it's a metal building, so we're repaneling. Sheet steel is expensive. I mean, whatever. We're going to use shipping containers for the office and like consumer experience area. Got a cool idea. We're getting the Connexes brought in, going to cut them, put a lot of glass in them, make offices, and make it really cool. So.
I'll tell you what's crazy is there's some builders out there there's going to be a lot of lawyers involved with a lot of new homes being built right now.
Yep. We've got, and people are gouging. I think there's a lot of bullshit in there too, that they're charging more just because they can. We've got, I was going to have a general contractor do all the work, and their bid came in probably $500,000 more than what we can do it ourselves for the building.
Damn. I wonder if the Canadian border being closed has caused any problems with the lumber. I wonder how much of our lumber comes from Canada.
I don't know.
I don't have a clue.
Okay, so is Zach, you're still frozen. Is Zach there?
See me?
Okay.
We can't see you, but we can hear you.
I'm doing this blind. What's the show that's in Fort Worth? Is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah. Yep.
So what day do y'all have to go down? Thursday?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave here Wednesday.
Okay.
Drive down, make the drive down here Wednesday, set up Thursday. I think the show starts Friday. I want to say it like 11 or something like that, Friday morning. So
Lee is doing he's doing a seminar on how to pattern the gun. Are y'all going to be selling shotgun shells there, or is this just like a brand awareness type deal?
no, we'll have a bunch of product for sale at the booth. We're gonna have it all shipped from the shop here. We're not gonna bring the physical inventory down.
We're staffing the shop, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So
We'll be here to work on the weekend.
You're
Packing orders, so they're going to get shipping notifications right away after they place the orders.
oh, so that'll be easy.
We've tried it like at Game Fair, where we loaded down the bus with a bunch of shells, and then we had to bring a pickup truck for the second week, and it's a lot of moving around. People don't want to carry 25 pounds around at the end of the out around
Well,
the
no,
show.
that's true
So,
too.
and UPS has done a bang up job with shipping. I mean, we're getting shit down to Texas in like 2 days from Michigan. Oh, we just
No,
lost
that's
you.
me.
There?
I'm trying to figure out why the fuck y'all are frozen.
Well, what do we have to do?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe click the little video camera button. Maybe they'll turn it off and on. Look, yeah, there you go.
How about
Perfect.
that?
Now you're back
Yeah.
online. A lot of times it'll like.
IT. There you go. Andy Shaver, world renowned Andy Shaver. IT specialist.
I just fixed shit. So a lot of times, like it'll freeze and kind of buffer, but then it'll come back on. So I don't know why it was doing that. So that makes a lot of sense.
That happens a lot when you're on the internet, doesn't
A
it?
lot of times, a lot of buffering time. It freezes right in the middle of the good shit.
So I'm looking right now. Gary Allen's going to be in concert there. Is he the headliner? Zach, you're supposed to know this. He said.
yeah, I don't follow the whole concert bit. I got bigger fish to fry with getting everything down there and making sure we're ready to rock.
What all are you taking?
But yeah, there is that concert Saturday night.
Oh, we got a big girl singing too.
Who? Who is she?
Priscilla Black
Oh, I don't know who she is.
or Block? Priscilla Block.
Are y'all taking that big wooden booth that you guys have, that y'all have built?
Nope.
No, that's staying here.
That stays here.
I'm gonna drive down the bus.
Well, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
You have to drive it? So like
Yep.
you're not in the back like making a martini, like you're driving this fucking bus to Texas.
I'll be driving it.
Left lane, 85 miles an hour, foot to the floor the whole way. That's how we ride that thing.
So
No, honestly, the faster you go, the smoother the ride. It quiets down a lot.
so
And
you're going to be you're going to Game Fair, right?
Yep.
we'll be at Game Fair, yep.
That's back on all of a sudden.
We're coming up to that.
Yeah, that'll be second and third weekend in August.
We'll probably be there the second weekend in August. Me and the world famous Andy Shaver are going to come up. Andy's going to.
He likes that. Look
It
at-
just
look at
won't
that.
die.
Look at that
He's going to
look.
sign T-shirts,
It won't
babies,
die.
and boobies.
It won't die. He just every fucking chance he has to fucking stick it into my ribs and twist, he does it.
What? That's not even saying nothing
No,
bad about
you like it.
somebody.
It's building
Yeah,
ego.
I mean, I could say that dickhead Andy Shaver, but I'm saying world famous. That's a compliment.
I would prefer that. Everybody's on me. Everybody's on me all of a sudden.
They're not on you.
Who's on you? Who gives you the most shit over that?
Jeff. Easily Jeff.
I don't give anybody shit. I just point out obvious flaws in people's personalities and just kind of nudge them along a little bit.
Obvious flaws. So Howard,
what's Andy's flaw, Jeff? Do indulge.
This world famous deal, really. I mean, to go around and tell people to speak that way about my daughter-in-law, who I love very much, just really hurt my soul, and so that kind of really bothered me a lot.
Who came up with that Little Miss Nasty though? Who made that one up?
I don't want to know about that because I love my pure daughter-in-law, but obviously something was going on back in her drinking college days that I don't need to know about. But I guess they were doing things you can only do to a circus animal together, and they nicknamed her Little Miss Nasty.
She lived up to it that night. She lived up to it that night. So what happened was we were friends with a kid that was supposed to graduate. Supposed to graduate in May. He flunked his final. He got to go back another semester. So, like, it was a big deal. Like, he had fucking family coming into Lubbock for his graduation ceremony, and, like, he flunked the final. So, like, ineligible to graduate. So I think he had shirts made up that had just different sayings on it. Hers said Little Miss Nasty. There was other shit there, but it was just a fucking college party was all it was.
Did your shirt say world famous?
Not at that time. What's bad is...
There'll be one coming out before long, don't worry.
What the bad part about that is so the preacher before the preacher we have now, I guess, was like scrolling through her Facebook and was like, got to like 2009 and saw the Little Miss Nasty. And this guy was already a little pervy, a little weird.
Is this the one that got fired?
Yeah, he got fired.
Okay, yeah.
So,
well, especially for Facebook stalking someone going back a decade.
Yeah, Jeff Stanfield. And like he commented, our preacher commented on there like Little Miss Nasty, wink face. And I was like, oh my God, Jesse. Cause like you see, cause like it posted that he commented on it, and I was like, fuck, was this like in her memory? Like, did she share it? And like, no, like he started just doing the scroll through her. He dug it up and Little Miss Nasty, wink face. And I was like, God damn, you are creepy for a fucking, you should be a Catholic this way. You're not a Methodist.
Did it come through it like at 1:30 in the morning on a Saturday right before church or something?
Yeah,
or what?
It was a little awkward having to see him. I just didn't want to tell him about, the rest of that night.
Anyways, off of Mr. World Famous over here, when you get your shotgun, he gets a shotgun shell named after him, he'll be somebody then.
Speaking of that,
you think we can put his face on it, Zach?
It'll be easy to do for sure.
Speaking of that, I did not realize there were so many new shotguns out. I looked at that Wildfowl top shotguns or whatever. I didn't know like half of the fucking.
Yeah, I read that last night.
Did you know? Did you know half of the brands? I've never heard of half of them.
I recognize. I mean, there's a couple in there that I recognized. I don't know if they were listed in rank. Like that kind of confused me. As like,
how do they rank them, Zach?
I don't know if I would agree with the rank. But
how would you rank them then?
How would you, or
how would you rank them, Zach?
Best waterfowl shotgun. Go.
Oh boy,
they don't make them anymore.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I
guess I was shocked to see. I mean, there's some names in there that you can hardly pronounce.
Right.
Can't do it.
Right. Now, I thought, are there still things in the works to where we're going to get another shotgun out there that lives up to the hype?
I don't know.
What's that? What'd I miss?
A world famous spouting off over here.
When are we going to see a shotgun that lives up to the old days?
Buy an old shotgun?
So never. Well, that's too bad.
I shoot an old shotgun, so I'm perfect.
Jeff shoots over and under.
What do you shoot?
I shoot an old Browning Satori. I've had it.
Oh,
I've
nice.
had it since 1990, maybe.
1910.
It was Parkerized. It's got it has dowel rods in it where I blew the stock of it off. I've had to use it as a boat oar in Alaska one time. It's got a lot of character. It's a great gun.
But I just can't imagine that this shotgun industry is something that everybody's diving off into. Like there were so many that I never heard of. And I don't know if I'm just not a gun guy and haven't like had my finger on the pulse or what it is. But like it just seems like all these shotgun companies popped up overnight.
Well, there's a lot of them that you just start a brand name it whatever you want, and you import a gun from this guy or that guy. And there's guns out there in the industry now that are sold by 3 different brand names. They all come out of the same factory.
Really?
So one guy makes them, he sells them to company A, B, and C. The parts interchange. They look damn near identical. We've got some here that we use for test guns. So it's whatever. I mean, is what it is. Like I think the best guns, if they don't come from the United States, they come out of Italy, personally.
It's been that way forever, right?
So I'll go on and I buy old Benellis.
The old ones?
Original Super Black Eagles, old M1s. I've got, I don't know how many of them I have. Too many of them.
What do you have, Zach?
But I don't want to get rid of them either.
What do you have, Zach?
I got an old Benelli 1.
So that was the last gun that can take a pounding and keep ticking.
Yeah, I mean, it had a...
The M1, I think the M1s were probably a more, like, I think those are a better gun. You know, Lee always said it. I always thought there was nothing better than an original Super Black Eagle, but after shooting the M1s and just the way that they're constructed, and guys send them in, and I buy them, and those guns are dialed.
A buddy of mine, his dad, if he can find the original Super Black Eagle 1, he buys it. Buys every one that he can find.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I guess what does Lee have? Because I saw that picture that Bosch. It was all of his guns, and it looked like it was mostly ones.
Those are all. I'm pretty sure almost every one of those are all M1s, original. So there's there's one of them, or he's got 2 of them that are Chantilly, Virginia ones. I think I've got 2, maybe 1, but those were before Benelli had the mobile choke. So we had Briley make a set of chokes for one of Lee's guns and one of mine. They're $140 a tube because it's a different thread. It's a bastard thread. Those are from 1980. Mine's from 1987. I think Lee's got an 86 and an 87. Like the very first run of them that got imported to the United States.
Why? How come the gun companies don't go back and make the original old guns again?
How come
the manufacturers don't go back and remake the old original guns again?
I think, what do people ask you if you're talking to someone who hadn't heard from them in a long time? What's new, right? What's new?
Yeah.
That.
I mean, I don't understand why they don't go back and say, you know what, that was really good, the 1986 model, let's do it again, and just do it for 1 year. Just kind of like Ford. I'd like to see Ford come back and do a 1967 Mustang again. Go back and make the original car again. Shit, you couldn't keep them in stock.
Right. Well, when you hit these big companies, and I guess even to some degree now, like maybe Boss is we're becoming a little bit less flexible than we used to be. But it's kind of, we don't have a choice, right? Like we used to be able to do whatever anyone wanted. Hey, can you speed this up a little bit for me? Can you slow this down? Yeah, no problem. But we can't do that as easily anymore year round at the drop of a hat. When you start talking big companies, marketing wants one thing, accounting and finance want one thing, the CEO wants something else. So to get everyone to agree, like, let's bring back a 30-year-old gun and sell the dog shit out of them, people are going to say, well, if we do that, then what do you need the marketing team for? What do you need the product development engineers for? You know, just there's my opinion anyway.
Yeah. So it's getting hard. Why is it getting harder for you guys to make that custom order at the drop of a hat? Just because you're doing good to keep up with what you got?
Yeah, well, because we've just grown so much, and trying to find people that can see the vision of what we're doing to be on this team for the long haul is terribly difficult. So what we end up doing, we're not going to say, oh, you know, we're not going to make shotgun shells any more than this many per year. We're going to figure out a way to get them into people's hands. And if that comes at the expense of being able to custom tailor one guy's case of shotgun shells, well, then so be it. But I can't talk to everyone anymore. Zach can't talk to everybody. That's why, you know, there's only, well, shit, what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 people that work at Boss, like full-time on a daily basis. And then Lee.
Yeah. And then Lee.
Obviously.
Where's
Lee.
Meg at?
But that's 10 people here in Michigan and Lee in Minnesota.
Where's Meg?
Meg is working for, Meg left in February.
Motherfucker.
Got to be too much. Young kids. Just, I think we burned her out.
Yeah.
Great girl. It just got to be too much where she needed to change.
Well, it's tough. I mean, you know, you get kids and everything changes then.
Well, her dad still works here at Ultra Seal up front.
Yeah.
And he handles all of our like international stuff to make sure all of our stuff arrives on schedule, and we tell him what we need, and he gets it ordered. So we still, I mean, there's still the conduit there, so no hard feelings, just
life changes.
Business.
change.
That's all that it is.
Yep.
And it's kind of a bummer, man, because like it was when it first started, it was Zach on the periphery, Lee, Meg, and I. And like, just whatever. I mean, you want different things, right? And I can't want more for someone they want for themselves. And she wants something different. It was, it's time.
Is the tattoo artist still working for you some?
Dirk is our part-time guy, and I think he might be coming on full-time, right?
Yeah,
He wants to.
He's a funny.
He might be chauffeuring down to Texas actually as well.
He's a funny son bitch, boy. Is he gonna be? Gonna be at Game Fair?
You never know. Maybe.
Yeah, I know he's gonna be down in Texas.
He's going.
Yeah.
Oh
Okay.
I'm sad I'm gonna miss it now.
But I'm sure we'll drag him up there to, I guess, over to Game Fair, and you guys can go live and do a podcast with him too, and talk about all the piercings and tats that he's
Butt
done.
sex and axe.
Maybe Andy will
It's
get
still one
Yeah.
of the greatest one-liners that I think I've ever heard on this show. They smelled like butt sex and axe body spray. So has Michigan being shut down, has that just kind of fucked up his bartending? Yeah.
Yeah, big time. So he was working here, last fall through February, March, right when they started lifting the restrictions, he went back. And he wasn't back there for more than maybe a month or so, and he came back and he's like, hey, I've had enough of this shit. So
They close down the bar at 10 o'clock, don't they?
yeah, now I think it's 11. Lisa, we get an extra hour now?
Lisa must be the drunk.
We get an extra hour now? Lisa thinks they took it away. You can ask her.
Is Lisa the drinker?
No, she works at a restaurant. Or used to. Are you still working at the restaurant?
Yes.
She was drinking last week, and it was her birthday, and we covered dinner, so she was drinking last week.
I was gonna say yes on the drinking part too.
Yeah. Maybe Lisa, we need to get on here and you can tell us some drinking stories.
Oh yeah, you're up.
All right, she's
Lisa.
up. You need anything else from me? What else you got?
Just stay around. Just stay around close. We'll talk about once we get done with Lisa, we'll talk about Boss.
Come on, Lisa. Don't be shy, Lisa.
Everyone. Hey, people have talked to Lisa. They're gonna talk to Sarah. You get to put a name with a face. Yeah.
I know nothing.
Lisa, how are you?
I'm good.
It's good to see you. You look a little nervous.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, because why? I mean, I know nothing about this.
don't?
It's all right. That's the best stuff.
We ask a lot of personal questions, okay?
Oh, great! Like I said, I don't know anything.
So,
Are you a married lady?
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I was going to ask because there's some single men that watch this that might have been interested, so I didn't know.
happily married. That's the real question. You might be married, but that doesn't necessarily mean happily.
That is true. For 30
You've
years.
been married for 30 years. That right there speaks a lot of someone. That's tough to do.
So you work at a restaurant as
Sometimes
well as
it's
boss?
tough.
So
That is correct.
What do
yes.
you do at this restaurant?
I'm also a server at Red Arrow Roadhouse in Union Pier, Michigan.
do you have a lot of good tippers there or a bunch of tightwads?
They're good tippers.
Well, that's good.
What do y'all serve at this place?
We're known for our ribs and roasted chicken.
See, I don't think of ribs whenever I think of Michigan.
No, I don't either. Roasted chicken, yes.
But that,
I was gonna say you probably have had better ribs than what.
oh,
What? Well, you're sure helping your restaurant out there. If you want some shitty ribs, go to where.
so how?
No, if you want good ribs, go to where I
You
work.
want good ribs from
You're
Michigan?
the best in Michigan.
Right.
Let's put it
Right,
that way.
I gotcha. How long have you been with Boss?
This is my.
How long?
I worked here only on Mondays for 2 years, right?
I've never heard of anybody working just on Mondays.
Why was that?
No, tell her. She's.
That's unusual.
Well, Lisa's known me for a while, since right when we started Boss.
Yes.
So she was wanting something different to do and volunteered to come in
Help
and help
on Mondays.
when we were right
Mm-hmm. Yep.
filling orders.
So,
Lisa's our Monday
I
help.
just filled, right. I just filled in on Mondays to help out on the busy season. And then I had enough of serving, just
Sure.
like Dirk is having enough of bartending. And I came to Brandon and said, "Do you need somebody full time?" And he said, "Yes."
Customers can be assholes. There's no doubt about it. Mostly when you're dealing with them at a restaurant. Now,
Correct,
Dirk
yes.
was at least dealing with drunk people. They're probably easier to get along with than the person critiquing your ribs.
That's true. Yes.
So,
I was a waiter for 10 days, and it was hell on earth.
I was gonna say, you know what it's
Hell
like. then.
on earth.
he is world famous though, so 10 days was a lot for him.
So it was like my first day without any help, and there was like 12 people. It was a little league. It was like moms and dads and kids, and the fucking kids they all ordered strawberry daiquiris. And my first day, and I'm like a baby giraffe, and I've got like 12 strawberry daiquiris, and I come around a corner, and somebody bumps into me, and
Oh my goodness.
flip it all over my
That's-
white dress shirt. It was terrible. And then I realized it was not for me. I was not cut out to be a waiter.
Now, Lisa, we're fixing to go to Michigan. What is the go-to food up there? What would you say is Michigan's greatest dish that we should try to get to eat when we go there? She's looking around.
She looks befuddled.
There's nothing in Michigan.
We're nothing.
No good food
So
in
We're
Michigan.
not- nothing.
There's no good food.
Oh, Lake Perch.
Okay, yes, get Lake Perch.
Lake
Lake
Perch.
Perch.
We're also known for
Yep.
our Tex-Mex.
Shit.
No, we're not.
Well, you know what? There's Mexican workers everywhere, so I can believe that because I've had good Mexican food on the East Coast, so you can get good Mexican food. So Lake Perch is the go-to in Michigan, so we need to order Lake Perch.
Yep.
And stay away from the ribs, you've told me, but get roasted chicken.
No, you can get the ribs, just that I'm sure in Texas they're probably better than what they are here. in
It's the
Michigan.
same rib. Do y'all not put barbecue sauce on them or what?
She's a server. She's not fucking cook.
Fine. You know what? Maybe they are good here.
There you go.
You have the ribs and tell me.
Is this the first time you've ever going to be on national TV radio?
Probably,
I thought this
yeah.
was worldwide.
Well, it is.
this
It's worldwide, but we get more of an audience in the United States. Maybe you can tell your neighbors about this.
I'm gonna.
There you go.
Don't tell the guy who owns the Rib Shack though.
No.
Right, we're gonna watch it at the restaurant.
Ribs, I'm telling you, they could have been better.
And we can drink till 11 now in Michigan.
They gave us another hour.
Right. Yeah.
I saw where Chicago's fixing to start shutting all their bars down at 10 o'clock for summer. That'd suck to own a bar there.
I think everything's about opening up now.
I don't know how y'all have done it in the restaurant and bar industry.
Why did y'all elect that stupid lady as a governor is what I want to know.
We didn't elect
We
her.
didn't elect her.
Do you know anybody that actually voted for her?
Yep, 2 people. My mother-in-law.
I didn't want to bring that up, though, to you.
They just left town. They were on their very best behavior last week. They watched the kids when we were in
Are they
Charlotte.
still proud that they voted for Biden?
Like I said, they were on their very best behavior last year.
All right, Lisa.
All right, let's
so
talk to the other lady back here, too. Let's get her story. Sarah, you're up.
thank you so much, Lisa.
Lisa, you have a wonderful day.
I'm glad you're not just working on Mondays now. Boss
Yes.
is better because of it.
Yes.
Sarah, how are you?
Doing good.
What are you doing back there? You look busy.
Answering the phone, printing orders, talking to customers.
Were you really just hoping that you weren't going to get called up here, so you were trying to stay busy?
Yeah. I was trying to
Do
hide.
y'all-
I understand.
So you deal with the assholes that call in. You have to deal with them, right?
I do, but we really don't have. But every once in a while, somebody who's trouble. We're pretty good customers, actually.
Has Dan Reese ever called into y'all?
Dan
Yeah, he's an
Reese.
asshole from Wisconsin. Yeah, you got to watch him. So that's why I was wanting to know.
So,
I'm sure he's been nice to
He
me.
should be.
We'll flag his account.
yeah,
Zach said we'll flag him.
he what?
We'll flag him.
We'll flag his
Flag.
account.
Dan Reese, R-I-E-S. He's out of Wisconsin.
Get the ATF on him.
All right.
So you're the phone call lady. If somebody has a problem, you're their first point of contact. Do you try to handle everything, or do you, when it gets too woolly, do you just like pass it on to Zach or Brandon?
I try to handle everything.
She gets it. She handles it all.
I try to
She's
pretty much
very
handle
good at
everything.
de-escalating phone calls. Like
That's a
situations.
very important employee to have. Now, do you work just Tuesdays and Wednesdays, or do you work all 5 days?
all 5
Okay,
days.
good.
Well, kind of.
No, I was going to say she's telling you a story right now.
Does she call in sick a
I
lot?
do work all 5 days, but I do other stuff also.
What else do you do?
So sometimes I'm back and forth. I own a cleaning business.
Oh, that's a busy job.
Like house cleaning?
Yeah.
Ooh, that is a busy job.
Y'all are like Jamaicans. Everybody around that place has got more than one job.
Y'all got like 7 or 8 different venues.
Does that do anything else?
Does Zach, do you do anything
No,
else?
that's it, man. I just chill.
I've never known a place that hires people just work 1 or 2 days a week. I mean, it's a hell of a system right there. We need a Thursday only help, okay?
Maybe.
Thursday a.m.
Yeah.
Monday and Fridays probably. Yeah, Monday and
So
Fridays.
have y'all been busy? Have you been busy with answering phone calls? Everybody's getting their
yeah.
orders in.
Yep, it's been crazy for
Well,
sure.
we keep telling everybody that you need to go ahead and order now. Don't wait till the fall. And I've actually had some orders from you that people have already sent here that I get to store all summer now.
Gee, thanks.
Perfect.
Oh, really?
Yep. Now it's our problem. How long have you been with Boss?
I've been here for about 1.5 years.
Oh, congratulations. You like it so far? Other than the owner?
I do.
Is Brandon an ass to work for? Or is he a good guy?
He's okay.
Is he okay?
He's a good guy.
okay.
He's okay.
Yeah, that's
I've
what
had better.
that's what my employees say about me. Oh, he's okay.
He's
Yeah.
all right. He signs a check every week,
Yeah.
so I got to say that. All right.
Better be hated for who you are, loved for who you're not, man.
That's right. That is true. All right. Who
right.
else is back
Anybody
there?
else there that we haven't seen yet?
Is
That's
what day is
it.
today? Third.
He's going to grab Steve for
Okay,
you.
Steve's a Thursday help.
Steve's a Thursday
Yeah.
after lunch help.
Yeah.
Sarah, we appreciate you. I'm sure the phone is about to be ringing off the hook, so you can get back to your perch. We won't mess with you anymore.
All right, thank you much.
So,
All right.
Sarah's nickname is Honey Boo Chai.
Honey Boo Chai.
So, yeah, like if somebody calls and they're a little excited on the phone, she'll start dropping like the honey card on them and stuff like that to chill the dude out. So,
honey. That little Southern comfort is what they need.
yeah. So I'm like, yeah, your nickname is Honey Boo now. So if you call in, ask for Honey Boo on the phone, and I will gladly transfer the call.
Honey Boo.
Did you hear that, everybody? Call Boss and ask for Honey Boo.
You'll get.
That's
So are you guys? How's inventory? Y'all staying on top of everything?
yeah. I mean, we're holding our own a little bit. It's it's hand to mouth right now, to be honest.
Right.
But make what we can make, really. You know.
Yeah. It's a fucking scary time right now. I was talking to the guy that owns our supply house just yesterday, and he was talking about like you just can't get hardly anything anymore. Can't get raw material, and I mean it is what it is for a while.
Yeah. And then you're banking on it, delivering on time. That's the other thing. It's like you might have the stuff on order, but if it's a week late, month late, whatever, it is what it is.
Be nice to him. He's having a shitty afternoon.
What's going? Why are you having a shitty afternoon? How are you?
I'm good.
Our bus might not be going to Texas.
Uh-oh.
No, it's
Did you wreck it?
Texas. I didn't.
Oh, somebody else did.
Somebody wrecked it last year.
I did.
Somebody else did. Now we're Phil, you're next. The 11th hour, we're trying to fix the thing.
What happened?
I don't know how.
Oh, we had the awning out, and it's got like shock absorbers that are supposed to automatically dump when it fills with water. They didn't work, and it ripped the awning off the side of the motor.
You got 2 weeks to get that shit fixed.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Some duct tape and some Flex Seal. You're ready to go.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what. When there's 14 weeks out on parts, it's kind of hard to fix it in 2 weeks.
He's a COVID sympathizer and trying to make excuses.
Oh, for fucking sake!
Did you vote?
I got shit to do.
Did you vote? Did you vote for Biden?
What?
Did you vote for Biden?
Fuck no,
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that. I didn't think they'd let a Thursday help vote for Biden around there.
So you're trying to fix this bus so it can go to Texas.
That's just one of the many things on my list.
What else do you have on your list?
What don't I have on the list? I mean,
Do you have to mow the yard? Do you mow the yard?
No, actually, we got.
That's one thing you haven't had to do.
No, you're exactly right. That's one of the few things I haven't done here. Yeah,
You seem like kind of a disgruntled employee.
I love this place. I've been here too long.
Yes. Yes. How long have you been there?
I'm starting to. Hey, keep talking to him. I'm learning a lot here.
He's pissed. He's not happy, Brandon.
Say, is the place that Lisa works at, are the ribs not any good?
Red Arrow Roadhouse.
I've never been to Red Arrow Roadhouse.
Well, then you're not helping us none here.
Yeah, the only ribs we've had is from
Navajo.
or your buddy up in Benton Harbor. Willie Lark. Now, there you go. Those are ribs, yeah.
I guess that's better than Lisa's ribs.
We got a vote for Red Arrow. I guess are they good, Phil? Yeah. All right. He's shaking his head like they're legit good.
Yeah.
I've never had good ribs at a place called Navajo.
Yeah, that would be Indian
the name
food
throws
here.
me off.
No, it's actually they're Italian.
Navajo?
Navajo's Italian? Well,
Yeah, it's called D'Agostino's Navajo. I guess it was a trading outpost back in the 30s or 40s, and they used to have like lions and tigers and shit in the zoo. It's a pretty wild place.
that sounds that way.
So you're the guy that basically fixes everybody else's fuck-ups from around the shop is what I'm taking at it.
Not that I fix everybody's fuck ups. I mean, it's just, it's everybody's super busy, and so I try to pick up wherever I can.
Who's the biggest fuck up that works there?
Ooh.
Shoot,
It's not nice to talk about people when they're not here. Where's Tyler? No, I'm.
Yeah, you can't. I cut that kid some slack. He's young.
Uh-oh, he must be the one that really screws up then.
Well, he's had his.
How old is he?
22? 21?
22.
I think he's.
Is he?
Yeah, he's
22?
22. Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he's 22.
So
He should be old enough now to not be screwing shit up all the time.
he's getting to that age where like
You have to cut bait.
He's worked. No, he's worked here
No.
for 7 years.
Yeah.
He's like a kid. When we go out, people think he's my son.
oh, okay.
He's a good kid.
All right.
Good kid.
We're going to let you go. You look like you're not having a good time. You've got a lot of other shit to do.
He's-
I hope that your day improves.
Oh, it
Yeah,
will. It will.
get that bus fixed though. Okay,
Yeah,
that's important.
how long were you on hold?
31 minutes.
31 minutes. He made his way up to caller number 3, and then I went and grabbed him, and he had to hang up. That's
Oh, you should have just kept it going. You should have just stayed on. You'd be back. You wouldn't even been up yet.
Oh, no.
Rookie move to hang up.
So,
Rookie move.
What are you on hold for? For parts for the bus?
Parts for the bus. Yeah, I've been going through. So I went to the bus manufacturer. They gave me the part numbers I needed. I couldn't buy direct from them. I had to go to distributor. The distributor then turned around and ordered them from the actual manufacturer. And they were going back and forth. Originally, the parts were supposed to be here 2 weeks ago. Never thought anything of it. I'll be honest, with everything else going on, I kind of let it go. Brandon came and asked about them. I'm like, they're not here. I'll have to find out. Come to find out, they haven't shipped, and they've had shit on back order since February.
Call.
I went direct to the manufacturer, and that's where I was in their queue,
Call Lone
almost ready to go to bed.
Call Lone Star RV in Wichita Falls, Texas, and ask for Randy Black. I bet.
There we go. Let's write that shit down.
Randy Black and Lone Star.
Do we tell him world famous sent him?
You tell him Jeff, the locally famous Jeff Stanfield sent you. He's one of my older running backs. He does repairs and shit. If anybody have anything, he'll have it.
We'll just tell him that he works for Andy's world famous podcast.
He'll know.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, get on the phone with him and get that shit ordered.
Is it Shaver 50, your coupon code to get 50% off?
Yeah, there you go.
Full price. It's always full price.
If you say I'm married to that bitch, they give you 38% off.
All right. We appreciate you. Thank you for sitting down and getting in the hot seat and all that good stuff. Good luck finding parts.
Yeah, thanks.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
All right. You done,
Yes,
guys?
sir. Brandon, we appreciate it, bud.
I think so.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Hey, y'all have a good
Y'all
day.
be safe back there.
We'll see y'all at Game Fair. And I'll see you.
Hey,
I'll
all right,
see you in a
Grand
couple of
Rapids, let me
weeks in
know.
Grand Rapids. I'll text you and let you know what time we land.
And orders are still going strong. People call up, call boss, and get it out.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome.
Ladies, thank you very much. Zach, thank you. Y'all have a good weekend, all right?
See ya.
You too.
All right, see
guys.
ya. Bye.
See ya.
Whew. They got a lot of moving parts up there.
Yep.
That poor Steve guy.
He didn't want to be on.
Motherfucker been on hold for 30 minutes.
31 minutes.
And Brandon made him hang up and come get on with us.
have a podcast, a current affairs podcast coming out Monday. We got a lot of shit to talk about.
We do?
Yes, we do.
What's going on?
Just a lot of stuff going on in the world. We got everything from Fauci to Lamar Jackson to everything else in the world, and Julio Jones.
What'd Lamar Jackson do?
Oh, he just going to be the most overpaid quarterback in the NFL.
Now they're saying Julio did not know he was being recorded.
I didn't think he did. I listened to it live. I didn't think he did. And I think that Julio is probably going to get traded to. He wants to win, but the teams that are going to trade him to ain't fucking going to guarantee. They were in the Super Bowl just 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. So who knows?
Somebody said Baltimore.
Lamar Jackson can't throw the fucking ball. That's the biggest. I've been ripping on me on Twitter over that shit. I don't give a shit who you give him as a receiver. He can't throw the ball.
Had you heard that Julio was going to Baltimore?
That's one of the places that they've mentioned. Baltimore, Tennessee. They say they want to trade him to an AFC team. The Chiefs supposedly are talking to him.
Why?
I don't know, but I wouldn't want. I mean, if I was Kansas City, I'd want him. He's a stud. There's no doubt about it. But I don't think it's going to make them any better than they already are, anyways.
And I think he's a team player. I don't think he's any off-field issues.
He's not a problem off the field. But I don't. I mean, why wouldn't you want to go to Kansas City or Tampa Bay? I mean, that's where I'd want to go.
No shot in hell he's going to Tampa Bay.
No. But I'm saying that's why the two teams that you'd want to go to. New Orleans is another team, but he ain't going to get traded there. It's a division deal. I'd trade his ass to the Houston Texans is what I'd do.
Yeah.
Then he would have wished that he would just stayed in Atlanta.
He says he's out of there.
So we'll see. All right.
That it?
Yep. See ya. Bye.
Go check out all of our sponsors. Check out Boss Shot Shells. Get your orders in for this coming hunting season. Check out Pacific Calls, Gundog Outdoors, Goose Creek Retrievers, Bangtail Whiskey, Stanfield Hunting Outfitters, Eyesight Drone Service, Dirty Duck Coffee, Lucky Duck, Looking Glass Duck Club, and Dive Bomb Industries. Squad Fest coming up next weekend.